What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today, ETH USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 19th day of March. Here we are, sitting pretty at about $2,130 with roughly 10 hours left in the day. We're pulling back, and to me, maybe I'm crazy. To me, it seems that we're at a very obvious area to find support. Prior resistance becomes support, and that is typically a good thing and should send us higher. And that's awesome, right? I love it whenever Ethereum moves up. I own a little bit of Ethereum, but I don't own too much Ethereum. It's not my biggest bag for sure. When Ethereum moves up, the reason why I get excited is not because that small bag is growing. It's because when the mama goose moves, all the little baby ducks follow behind. Okay, all of them follow. And if you're getting caught up on the fact that I said mama goose and baby ducks, you're getting caught up on the wrong thought. The thought here is that a goose can mother ducks, and second to that is that is that if Ethereum moves up, altcoins will move with it. We're gonna have some good stuff going on with altcoins. So I'm very excited to see this kind of structure forming. We broke out, not with a whole lot of volume, but with a little bit of volume. You know, it was decent enough, and we're pulling back to find support. If we find support here, Ethereum likely does see a higher high. If Ethereum sees a higher high, we likely are going to move up to these upper 2,000 areas, maybe even pushing $3,000, and that is good for ETH. What's good for ETH is good for the gander, and that's the main point, okay? That's the main point. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out, okay? Well, you can see here that we had a little bit of a consolidation phase, didn't we, after moving down with immense volume on the 1 hour time frame. Here we broke out, and that immense volume was absent, entirely absent. Instead, when we did get the volume to come in, any kind of spike that was similar to these levels over here, it was on this wick, it was at the low, and this to me implies that, yes, we did break out, but this might be a fake out. We're in fake out territory here and likely to move back up. The goal right now in the short term is to get Ethereum back above like $2,200. Okay, we want to get back above $2,200. Really 2,230, but whatever. I think getting above 2,200 is fine, is good enough. Getting above there should set us up for some rapid recovery overall, seeing higher prices than this high. Okay. Doesn't have to happen today. Doesn't have to happen between now and the end of this week, but sometime soon enough, I think it will happen. The 1 hour time frame is promoting bullish divergence on the RSI. I don't know if I'd call that bullish divergence actually with the double bottom, but nonetheless, we do have a double bottom in the RSI right here relative to these lower lows. That is a form of bullish divergence. The stochastics is beat up, but that's okay. The MACD is also beat up a little bit, but that's okay. We're kind of just moving sideways, so I don't really weigh on these too much, at least on the 1 hour time frame. If it was on the daily time frame, it might be a little bit different. 4 hour time frame, the RSI right here is at the oversold area. Let's just look the last handful of times that we've been in this zone, okay? Right around here, right around there. Both of these times here, right there, right? Let's just look at this. The reason I'm taking this and I'm not taking this is that this is the beginning of February, which is also the same time, you see, that we started this whole consolidation phase, okay? If we notice here, at this low point on the 4 hour time frame, look at that, we're at a relative low point, we moved up. We didn't break out and go through the sky, but we were at a relative low point, we moved up. Here, at this low point in the RSI, we were at a relative low point. We just moved sideways. We didn't really move up, but at least we didn't move down. We cooled off on the RSI, and that got us set up to move down. So if we see something like that, we'll at least be able to change our minds in a few days, okay? Relative here, relative low point, and then we moved up, nice. Relative to this area, it was a low point, and we did move up, okay? Yet again, here, relative low area, and we've actually been moving up ever since then. So we've turned over a new leaf, and we've actually been very bullish since this last low. So typically, when we're at this area in the RSI, we do not go too much lower. At least not since the beginning of February, since we've been in this range. We're not really in the range anymore, though, are we? We're at the top of it. We're back testing for support. We're in a very bullish positioning here, very bullish posturing in what has provided a very non-bearish reading in the RSI. Or maybe it is bearish at the moment. You're at the most bearish you've been relative to this drop, but the bullish implications that come afterwards is what I'm referring to. The stochastics are oversold. Whatever, nothing really to go off of there. Maybe that implies here that, again, we're at a low point, but we're not ready to move up just yet. Maybe we consolidate a little bit more over the weekend, and then we get ready to move maybe 3 or 4 days from now. The MACD did cross above the zero, which is nice. We're back down at the zero to find support. I think we will find support here, so that's nice to see. Not too much there. Looking at the daily time frame now, zooming out, coming back here, the RSI overall is in an uptrend. We have higher lows here. We can absolutely go lower again over the weekend, still consolidate and be fine. We don't have to. We could find support right here as well on these higher lows and then move up. It's my daughter. She's sick. She's got a cough. It does sound bad, but it doesn't seem to bother her too much. And it's like day 3 of this cough going on. I'm thinking she's getting better, actually. Man, last night was wild. Anyways, the MACD is crossing above the zero, which should promote some bullish price action as well. The last time that we crossed above the zero here, we were in the process of a move up. We did move up a little bit higher. This was kind of lackluster in all fairness. Hopefully we get something a little bit more robust than that. Time before that we crossed above the zero here. We moved up a little bit. Again, it was kind of lackluster. We were in an overall kind of downtrend, though. I don't know. I'm getting a different feeling here. It's more common to see some recovery as we do this. Bouncing off the 50, bouncing off the 50 on the stochastics. I think that we will see some continued growth. Weekly RSI really doesn't look good at all. The weekly MACD has bullish divergence, which would imply that we do go back up above $2,800, which sounds about right to me. The stochastics don't have bullish divergence, but we are at a point where the orange line and the blue line are about to both be outside of the oversold zone. As long as we close here or higher over the next 3 days and roughly 9 hours or 10 hours, I think that we'll be fine. So overall, there's definitely some bullish implications in the chart. Overall, I'm getting the vibe that we are at a low point here and that we are actually back testing the upper areas of this low point. We should be continuing up to these low points to find resistance at prior support, just as we're finding support at prior resistance now. And then from there, we can talk about the heading. Probably we'll find resistance there and move down, maybe even see a lower low than this. From a high to a low, this area here is right above the 382. It's extremely common to go just above your 382, find resistance, and then come down. It's very common, especially in like a downtrend. And then you look at this, you connect the dots, it just all lines up. Doesn't mean it has to happen. We could go higher. We could go to 3,300, 3,500 at the golden ratio and find resistance at these areas of resistance, at these areas of support at the golden ratio. That could happen too. That's not, to me, the most likely outcome to happen, but it certainly is possible. Make no mistake, my friends, here at $2,124 for the long haul, this is a really good area to buy. It's a really good area to accumulate, especially if you're long-term minded with Ethereum, because over time we likely will see new all-time highs at some point. Okay. I don't really have anything else I want to say, so I'm going to end it there. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and I'm looking forward to the coming weeks. The coming weeks should be good. The end of this month and going into April, I think, will be good for the majority of crypto, but not crap coins, not low caps, maybe some low caps, but like the majority of like the top 500. Anyways, take care. Bye bye.